Discount active. Okay, let's see it. It's lagging because my shaders aren't done doing whatever the hell. They really had me popping balloons for this. Oh my lordy. A crocodile. Jeez. Let's get this White Fox in, I guess. Let's see. Let's do this one. Oh my god, I got the MVP. What am I supposed to do with the MVP, bro? Like, son. Oh, brother. This one. And I'm getting trolled. Where place? Oh, the other one becomes discounted the more you... Oh, that makes sense. Game hates you. This game is troll. Oh my god, it's gonna be last balloon. It's gonna be last balloon. Yeah, this game sucks. This game stinks. This game stinks, bro. I got anything in the last second? Yeah. This game stinks. Well, we got the skin, but to what cost? Oh, well, I gotta wait for my shaders anyway.
Yo.
What's up? I gotta wait for my shaders. Do you have shaders you gotta do or what?
Mine are completing right as we speak. So.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know when yours are done.
Oh, mine are done. Man, your shaders look slow.
I don't know why. I don't know. It's weird.
I have to figure out what driver I'm on. Maybe it's
I'm on an older driver. I'm on one from like last year.
Yeah. What GPU you have? You have an NVIDIA?
40, yeah. 4090.
That's usually what makes it go a little bit quicker.
Where was the rest of the? Oh. All right, let's do this one.
Driver version.
Bro, this game is so bad. Oh my god, bro. What? Oh. Son. There's 2 Lady Loki skins? Yeah, technically there is, yeah. Justice plan? That one's funny. It's not even the skin, it's actually the last one.
Yeah, mine are from March. Mine's
Bro, I just got last balloon on both of them. Yo, this event sucks.
I have never ever gotten it earlier than like the last or second to last.
Oh my goodness. Okay, bro.
But like also I don't fucking pull anything from any of the booster packs that I open either, so I am historically unlucky.
Where's the other one? Oh, Lady Loki.
See, chat, donate him, gift him 5 subs right now. It's just for pity. So he can pay for all these skins that he'll never be able to get on anything other than the last balloon.
He's the White Fox one. White Fox seems gotcha. Yeah, it is.
For your entertainment.
Are you getting any of these or what? On your main?
I don't even know. I don't play White Fox. Holy booty.
Shit is at 60. Damn developers,
I don't
man.
play White Fox. I don't play Loki, but I should because I know that they're really good.
These are both really strong, yeah. I got the Widow skin. I don't play Widow. Oh, I need to get the effects.
Thing is, like, I just don't even I haven't even had time to like learn any new heroes.
You should. They're fun.
I
White
want to.
Fox
It's not
is
a lack
really
of
fun.
desire. It's just like, I just need to like if I get fired from my job, I'll have a lot of time. So I'm waiting for that.
What hours do you work?
I work from home, so I have a little bit of wiggle room there in terms of like what I do, but I just have to put in my usual like 40 hours a week, hit my meetings and whatnot.
Oh, I see. That's not that bad.
No, if I worked in an office, I'd be going crazy.
Well, on, I gotta buy the
But yeah,
thingy.
I've not been enjoying work since AI has taken over.
Oh, yeah, that shit is whack.
Oh, it's so incredibly lame.
Trying not to dox myself. Give me a second, chat. Almost forgot to hide the TikTok stream. That would have been pretty bad, huh? Because that shit definitely shows my address.
But hey, if I get fired from my job, we can play all the time, you know?
Shit, I'm down.
And it's fun. I don't have to
Not saying I wish
like,
you could
do
get
streaming.
fired, but I'm down. Oh, man. No, you're not gonna get fired. That'd be crazy.
One could hope.
What the?
I shouldn't say that because like I need health insurance, but
I like this pink one. This pink one's really nice, chat.
did you always do streaming full time?
Yeah, I'm doing this since high school. Tried to get a job, they didn't let me. Oh, this one's nice.
Wait, really?
He said what?
The chat won't let you?
No. I tried to get a job. I wasn't old enough.
Oh,
So then I just went to go do YouTube. I've been doing it since. So I was 15, yeah.
that's kind of crazy. And I will say that you know, there's usually a ton of people that like start streaming really young and they do a bunch of like really dumb mistakes.
Oh no,
And-
I matured pretty early. I did dumb shit in middle school, but like after that, nah.
Yeah. Like I'm glad I didn't get into streaming until I was like much older, because I was like,
I can feel that.
I'm smart about it.
I can feel
I
that.
see young people do shit, and I'm like, you know, like I tell people specifically, I'm like, I do not answer, I do not look at DMs, do not DM me on any platform. I will never answer them. I've seen what happens to content creators that do that.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep. Wait, is my shaders? Oh, my shaders are done. Okay, I'm queuing us. The key might take a while because. Oh, whoops! There you go. The key might take a while because well, yeah, we had to just an update, but it was fun. But yeah, this stuff is crazy.
Yeah.
We play Samira. We play Samira. Yeah, we're gonna play Samira.
Yeah, if we want to like an easy game. If we want an easy game, I can go Rocket, probably.
Nah, I'm just playing for fun. I don't really care if we win or lose.
And fives.
Yeah, I don't really take this game that serious.
They call me victory is in my sight.
Number 11. Do you
Agent of
like
one.
tank or support?
If anything, I'm about to play White Fox. Yeah, I'm about to play White Fox actually. I'm gonna try this new skin.
Now, who am I gonna banish from this match?
He got banned. You guys banned him.
Wait, we still banning
Yeah, it's not bannable.
Season 8.5?
That's Thanos. What you mean?
That hero is so whack. I think he's not
It's
worth
not
the ban.
whack. It's just that it's not him. It's just if they run Gambit Star-Lord or Gambit Punisher, it's just annoying.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how many people in this elo have the ability to like run that shit?
That is true, I guess. But you never know.
If you're in like C2, okay, that's understandable.
Every time I run that thing,
Right.
I win so easily. But hey, be like that.
They ban. Interesting. I'm banning Daredevil. I fucking hate that hero.
No, I agree.
I like how he got nerfed and he still just blows up supports in 2 seconds. Like
I mean, they didn't touch his damage. It's just, yeah,
Right.
you know.
He can't engage directly from
Agent
the
of
front,
one.
and that bothers people. So,
Agent of one. Agent of one. I'm going in.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this.
I was
one.
like, wait, did she turn around? But I forgot she turns around in her pose. So I was like, what the fuck? I was getting confused for a second. I'm like, wait, what the
I
hell?
want to do this Venom. I'm cool on DPS. DPS is my main.
Yeah, go for it. I'm just trying to play this new skin. This is a dictatorship.
The White Fox skin is dope.
Year. I want to buy the pink color, but I want to use this one first.
Escape pod ready. Opening escape.
Black Widow skin has a sick design with the hourglass in the front and the web on the back. It's just Widow.
Yeah, the unfortunate characters. Yeah. I bought the effects for the all right, chat.
Get ready.
Or am I tripping? I did. Yeah, I definitely did.
You'll make
Just
a
making
fine
sure.
asset on this mission, Mr. Parker.
Whoa, hey.
Oh, I can't use the emote here.
The eater pay, arker pay, lady. I don't go around spouting off your secret identity.
That's because you don't know it. I actually understand how to keep classified information secure. Unlike
The battle
you.
starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, I'm banning me from Twitch.
All you need to do is capture.
I didn't know that word was forbidden. I hate that game too.
Mother.
We won't run away anymore.
You can tell because of the frame around it. Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, I can't.
That is true.
I'll get you next time.
Venom no E.
Yo, they're down one. Walk up, walk up, walk up. They're down one.
Oh fuck my life. You're the best. Thank you.
Oh, I'm dead. Sheesh. That Spider-Man just kicked that guy's ass.
I'm back. And I'll be
I
satisfied
love
this time.
Wasians. Oh wow, what a name.
God damn.
Are we?
My cooldowns won't allow it.
Can't blame him. Wait, what the?
That's better.
Bucky. Kill the White Fox. Uh-oh.
This skin is sick. This skin is sick, chat. Holy
How
easy.
dirty it's fucking.
Dirty as what? The skin is sick. Holy shit. I love the effects on it. And the whole the music is so nice. It feels weird playing White Fox. I haven't played White Fox since the tournament.
You know what? I'm gonna take that. Oh, I'm definitely taking that. Ooh.
You have to go underneath the surface of this planet?
You get away with it. You get away with it. You get away with it.
I haven't played White Fox since the tournament. This feels so cursed.
No, I wanted to go for that.
The fucking Boger Bash, yeah.
Put three on. Put three on, but let the tanks push up and hold space.
Turn back now.
If you guys get low, I'll teleport. If you guys get low,
Yeah, yeah.
He has arrived.
Then I'm ultimate outside.
charm them.
Ultimately taking. No pop trap, Mr. Fantastic.
Holy
fucked up.
shit, you blew up. Holy fuck.
I got blown up.
Get this White Fox, get this White Fox.
Oh, they have no supports. You guys win that.
I'm ulted. No, I don't think you guys win that. The Spider-Man's coming. He's gonna save the day.
My time to shine.
I've survived so much worse.
Oh fuck! I should have TP'd. I thought we had it, so we have no supports.
Do I get free stream? Like, I haven't gotten any till you, so thanks for ruining it. Thanks for ruining my night. Thanks for ruining my night.
No. Watch the hook.
I have ult. We can walk with my ult.
There ain't no shot
Bruh.
like that to get away. Armed and dangerous.
Patty cake, patty cake, patty cake, patty cake. Lock in, lock in. Look at me, look at me.
Oh, I got fucking charmed. There ain't no way.
Only 60 seconds left.
Get back. Fuck, we're down support. Care. They're down support as well. MLO, MLO.
Spirit pulls me back to battle.
Do a showcase of this skin, son.
Co-op time.
Burn the fox, burn the fox. Well, I got one support.
I exploded. Holy, I exploded.
Stay on.
We're touching, we're touching.
I've survived so much worse.
Yikes. Some White Fox shop? Yeah.
Fox on the run.
The current score is 1-2.
I could get more finals, but you know.
Time to switch things up, including which side you're on. The right heroes
He's
can
a
make all the
champion.
difference.
Wait, what? He's a champion, Mr. Fantastic.
Okay, what do we think about
A
I think
champion, Mr.
triple tank.
Fantastic is crazy. You guys are gonna triple tank? All right.
Yeah. We're just gonna bunker the shit.
Getting her first try? Fuck no, you're not. If I got it last try, you're getting it first try. Since I got it last try, I hope everyone else gets it last try. Yup, that's how we get down. That's how we get down.
So I think the cloak and dagger is fine.
Stamina.
I don't think
It's a
I don't think
very
this is
sharp
supposed
class.
to be an issue.
Jeff, you can go Luna if you want for the team up.
Increased shields.
Oh,
Let's
I
have
love
some
that.
fun.
Good feels one here. All right. I trust.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
I'll swap. Oh, okay.
Tiger Division has had its eyes on you for a long
Hey, you don't have to
time,
swap if you
Jesse.
don't. I was just for you if you're getting dove a lot.
One's government. Not anymore.
We're not interested in
Oh, that's the right
hiring
spot.
You don't bless your fans.
We're
If I'm
considering
cursed,
you
we
about
all
blood.
cursed.
Give it a try, Fox. And we'll
If I'm cursed, shit, we all cursed. How about that?
4, 3, 2, 1.
Shit, if I'm cursed, we all
Secure
cursed.
the mission area.
We, yes, we. That's how we get down around here. I'm not about to be the only one cursed. Fuck that. Fuck that.
battlefield ready again.
My spirit steadies. I suppose that helps.
Systems restored.
What timing?
There we go. They're down.
Hold on, we're getting go about Venom. We can't heal you guys yet.
Huge. Mark the hook.
We're better when we work together.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Oh my. Don't speak that voodoo. Whatever fucking mojo voodoo shit I got, you guys got that shit too now. This shit, I am not about to be alone. Fuck that. If I'm cursed, we all cursed. That's how we get down in here.
This deserves your attention.
Talking about some, I get both skins last try. Yeah, fuck out of here, bruh. We all getting cursed. That rebuke. I'm telling me I get both skins last try. Fuck no, bro. I'm telling you. Nah, don't bless the chat. That shit not gonna fix it. That shit not gonna save you, bro.
Right side.
Nah, I got a first try cap. Jesus Christ. AI ad
Whoa.
on my channel. I can't disable that shit. There's nothing I can do about that. Because I would for sure disable an AI ad. What the hell? That slap away from my damn channel.
In its tracks.
But I can't, so. It's all Twitch picking ads. We can't pick our ads. They would never let us do that. You can actually pick it on YouTube. You can disable gambling ads. I think they have to have that enabled though. This is like YouTube Kids and shit. But I don't think there's a section for AI. Because anyone could apply to make ads on YouTube. Anyone can make ads on YouTube, so yeah, if someone puts up AI posters, nothing we can like really do about it.
I've
Better
survived
stop
so
that
much
vehicle.
worse.
Still winnable.
It's extremely winnable.
How much try and go up and around and get to the convoy. Watch this. Launch right above our heads. I'm on the objective, but they know I'm here.
They're low. They're all low. All low. All low. All low.
Oh, what the fuck?
Don't be afraid. I have TP. No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Alive!
Venom on us. Venom on us. Careful if you're diving. Yeah, he was pulsing my all.
Good night, low.
Wow, this guy's an asshole. What? He missed.
Resumes.
81 gigs on Xbox? What the fuck? What's up, Zerk? That doesn't sound right. It sounds like you missed the update.
Oh, there's not a fucking thing to go up there. My bad.
Damage sustained. Need assistance. Pressing the hunt.
Yeah, it's fine. You're gonna have to go up.
Final score 1-2-2.
Yikes.
Oh man.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
You lose
Yo,
that.
how was I on tank and I still managed to like
Oh, nah.
fight?
Yo. Yo. That's not good. I'd have
Like, all
more.
of my finals came from the first round too. So there ain't no way. And he died with ult at the very last bit there, which is super bad.
Should I do one more? Fuck, I gotta do one more.
Yeah, come on, we can get it. We can get it. One more, maybe two if you win.
We'll see. We'll see.
I gotta see.
Max is playing Guilty Gear. He's checking out RoboKai. Oh, he is.
Oh, he had finals, I guess, after the first round. Feel like the pressure
Endless.
was there.
Electric Age, there are 3 levels.
He's checking out RoboKai. He'll be saying one more to Avatar drops. Yo. Once this shit hits 8 hours, I'm out of here, bro. Yeah, RoboKai's out, you know. I'm not checking him out next stream. I think I'm gonna play Avatar. I will be on that Avatar. This one's cool too. Maybe I go back to the hat. I like the pink one a lot. I don't have enough to buy it right now though. I'll buy it later. Is that the out? Yeah, it's out. Summer skins are out. Yo, y'all are gooners, bro. So the cap skin's gonna be in the shop tonight? Alone, or like is it gonna be with something else?